Your intuition is your compass. If it whispers used, change your course. James Montgomery. Welcome to this video made especially for you if you've ever felt drained or taken advantage of after helping someone. This video is here to shed light on a crucial topic: how to recognize when people might be using you, especially if you consider yourself a spiritual person. We'll look into the subtle signs of manipulation and offer practical advice on how to protect yourself and your energy. Let's face it, the world isn't always a fair place. While many people genuinely care and want to help, there are also those who might take advantage of your kindness. This is particularly true for spiritual individuals who often possess a deep sense of compassion and an innate desire to assist others. But it's important to remember that not everyone has good intentions. Discernment is key. It's about developing the ability to see clearly, to distinguish between genuine connections and those that might be draining or harmful. For spiritual people, this discernment is vital for safeguarding your energy and well-being. It's about learning to recognize the subtle signs that someone might be using you, rather than engaging in a mutually beneficial relationship. We'll explore the concept of energy vampires, those individuals who seem to drain you emotionally and spiritually. They might leave you feeling exhausted, depleted, and even questioning your own self-worth. But by understanding their tactics and learning how to set healthy boundaries, you can protect yourself from their influence. We'll uncover 8 common signs that someone might be using you. These signs are often subtle and can be easily overlooked, especially by those who are naturally inclined towards compassion and generosity. But by paying attention to these red flags, you can empower yourself to make informed choices about your relationships and interactions. Prioritizing your well-being isn't selfish, it's essential. By learning to recognize when someone might be taking advantage of you, you can create space for healthy, balanced connections that nourish your spirit and support your growth. So let's dive into the 8 signs, equip ourselves with knowledge, and step into a place of empowerment and self-care. The first sign that someone might be using you is if the relationship feels one-sided. Healthy relationships involve a give-and-take dynamic. Both individuals contribute, support each other, and feel valued. But in a one-sided relationship, you might find yourself consistently giving, while the other person primarily takes. This imbalance can manifest in various ways. It could be emotional, where you're always the one offering support and listening, but rarely receiving the same in return. It could be financial, where you're constantly lending money or paying for things without any reciprocation. Or it could be time-based, where you're always making yourself available for the other person, but they rarely prioritize your needs or schedule. If you consistently feel like you're the one putting in all the effort, it's important to take a step back and assess the situation. Are your needs being met? Do you feel valued and appreciated? If not, it might be a sign that the relationship is unbalanced and that the other person might be taking advantage of your generosity. Another common tactic used by those who might be using you is guilt tripping. This involves making you feel bad or responsible for their actions or emotions in order to get what they want. They might use phrases like, "If you really cared about me, you would," or "I'm so disappointed that you wouldn't do this for me." Guilt tripping can be a powerful manipulation tool, especially for those who are naturally empathetic and compassionate. It can make you feel obligated to comply with their requests, even if it goes against your own needs or boundaries. It's important to recognize this tactic and not allow yourself to be swayed by it. If you find yourself frequently feeling guilty or responsible for someone else's happiness or well-being, it's crucial to set clear boundaries and communicate your needs assertively. Remember, you're not responsible for anyone else's emotions, and you have the right to say no without feeling guilty. The third sign to watch out for is a constant need for validation. Some individuals might constantly seek your approval or reassurance, relying on you to boost their self-esteem. While it's natural to offer support and encouragement to those we care about, it can become draining if someone constantly needs external validation to feel good about themselves. This dynamic can leave you feeling emotionally exhausted, as you're constantly responsible for propping up someone else's self-worth. It's important to remember that each individual is responsible for their own happiness and self-esteem. While you can offer support and encouragement, you shouldn't feel obligated to constantly provide validation to someone else. If you find yourself in a relationship where you're constantly being relied upon for emotional support and validation, it's important to set clear boundaries. Communicate your own needs and make it clear that you're not responsible for someone else's self-esteem. Encourage them to seek professional help or explore other avenues for building their confidence. The fourth sign that someone might be using you is a disregard for your boundaries. Personal boundaries are essential in any healthy relationship. They define what you're comfortable with and what you're not, both physically and emotionally. When someone disregards your boundaries, it can leave you feeling violated and disrespected. This disregard can manifest in various ways. It could be someone oversharing personal information that makes you uncomfortable, asking intrusive questions, or pushing you to do things you're not ready for. It's important to recognize when your boundaries are being crossed and to communicate your needs clearly and assertively. If someone consistently disregards your boundaries, despite your attempts to communicate with them, it might be a sign that they're not respecting you or your needs. It's important to prioritize your own well-being and to surround yourself with people who value and respect your boundaries. You have the right to say no and to set limits on what you're comfortable with. The fifth sign to be aware of is a pattern of always taking but never giving. In a healthy relationship, there's a balance of giving and receiving. Both individuals contribute to the relationship in their own way, whether it's through emotional support, practical help, or simply spending quality time together. But if someone consistently takes from you without offering anything in return, it can create an unhealthy dynamic. This could involve always borrowing money or possessions without repaying, expecting favors without reciprocating, or constantly relying on your support without offering any of their own. If you notice this pattern in a relationship, it's important to address it directly. Communicate your needs and expectations clearly, and express how the imbalance is affecting you. If the other person is unwilling to make changes or contribute to the relationship, it might be a sign that they're simply using you for their own benefit. Another red flag is a lack of appreciation. Everyone wants to feel valued and appreciated, especially in their close relationships. When you consistently give your time, energy, and support to someone, it's natural to expect some level of gratitude in return. But if someone rarely expresses appreciation for your efforts, it can leave you feeling unappreciated and taken for granted. This lack of gratitude can be a sign that they don't truly value your contributions or see them as something they're entitled to. If you're feeling unappreciated in a relationship, it's important to communicate your needs openly and honestly. Express how their lack of gratitude makes you feel, and let them know that you need to feel valued in order to continue giving your time and energy. If they're unable or unwilling to express appreciation, it might be time to reassess the relationship and consider whether it's truly fulfilling your needs. The seventh sign that someone might be using you is if their love and support feel conditional. Genuine love and support are freely given, without any strings attached. They're not dependent on you behaving a certain way, meeting specific expectations, or fulfilling their needs. But if someone's affection or assistance is contingent on you meeting their demands or behaving in a way that pleases them, it can create an unhealthy power dynamic. This can leave you feeling manipulated and controlled as you're constantly trying to earn their love and approval. If you sense that someone's love and support are conditional, it's important to recognize that this isn't a healthy basis for a relationship. True love and support are unconditional, and you deserve to be with people who value you for who you are, not for what you can do for them. The eighth and perhaps most important sign to pay attention to is your own intuition and gut feelings. If you consistently feel drained, used, or manipulated after interacting with someone, it's crucial to trust those feelings. Your intuition is a powerful tool that can guide you towards healthy relationships and away from those that might be harmful. If you feel like you're constantly giving more than you're receiving, or if you feel like your needs are being ignored or disregarded, it's important to listen to those inner signals. Don't dismiss your feelings or try to rationalize the situation. Trust your gut and prioritize your own well-being. You have the right to choose who you allow into your life. If a relationship is consistently leaving you feeling drained or used, it might be time to reevaluate its place in your life. It's okay to set boundaries, create distance, or even walk away from relationships that aren't serving you. It's essential to remember that you are inherently worthy of love, respect, and healthy relationships. You don't have to tolerate being used or taken advantage of. By recognizing the signs we've discussed and trusting your intuition, you can empower yourself to create and maintain relationships that are mutually beneficial, supportive, and fulfilling. Self-care is also paramount. As a spiritual person, you likely give a lot of yourself to others. But it's important to remember that you can't pour from an empty cup. Taking time to recharge, nurture yourself, and set healthy boundaries is crucial for maintaining your own well-being and ensuring that you have the energy and capacity to give to others from a place of abundance, not depletion. You have the right to say no, to set limits, and to prioritize your own needs. You don't have to feel guilty for taking care of yourself or for walking away from relationships that aren't serving you. By practicing self-care and setting healthy boundaries, you're not only protecting yourself, but also modeling healthy behavior for others. We've explored 8 common signs that someone might be using you. These signs include one-sided relationships, guilt tripping, a constant need for validation, disregard for boundaries, always taking and never giving, lack of appreciation, conditional love and support, and feeling drained or used. By recognizing these red flags and trusting your intuition, you can empower yourself to create healthy, balanced relationships that nourish your spirit and support your growth. Remember, you are worthy of love, respect, and genuine connection. Don't settle for anything less. By prioritizing your well-being and setting healthy boundaries, you can create a life filled with meaningful relationships that uplift and empower you on your spiritual journey. By recognizing the signs of being used, you're taking a crucial step towards protecting your energy and cultivating healthy relationships. We encourage you to share this video with anyone who might benefit from this information. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more content on spiritual growth, self-care, and healthy relationships. Let's continue this journey of empowerment and self-discovery together.